Rated E for everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Offbeat Studios is not responsible for what may be said during said broadcast. And this is indeed proof anything can happen at Offbeat Studios in entertainment.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the True Series. This is True Series Season 2, Episode 12, and today we're on the AFC, where we're talking about the Indianapolis Colts. Like I said, everybody tune in, and we're going to get into this. We're going to be breaking down their 2024 campaign, how they did, and give our own little takes to it. So feel free to join the conversation. And we just dropped. You guys seen the W ad? Make sure you guys use the code OBS863 to get the first order. Get 20% off the first order. If you guys see, we have some W here in the studio today. We got the Beach and Peach and the Fireberry special. Oh, Pineberry special. Pineberry Splash. So yeah, check them out. This is really healthy energy right now. You want to grab one, or I didn't know if you want to grab.
I just want to make sure they didn't want to fall.
Oh no, it's not gonna fall. But yeah, and they're pretty good tubs. So make sure you get W. Like I said, you get 20% off your first order. Because we came up with the idea to talk about the Indianapolis Colts last week.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna be missing Jamar and Ian. We had Ian last episode.
Yep.
But still, feel free to check out Early Morning Sports Talk podcast every Saturday morning at 7 Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Check out them. They normally talk about everything sports. So, check them out, follow them. And for us, make sure you follow us to get this content. You can't get it anywhere else.
Sure.
Okay, so to start off with the Indianapolis Colts, you ready for their record, right?
Yeah, final tally. What was their record last year, cuz?
Their record was 8-9, and they were second in the AFC South division.
Second in the AFC South division.
Yeah, so the AFC South contains the Houston Texans, the Colts, the Jaguars, and the Titans. So very weak division.
Very weak division. Jimmy, this is for you, boy. This is your stream.
Yeah.
Boy, all right, so they did make the playoffs, right?
Nope, they didn't make the playoffs.
And what was their record?
8-9.
8-9, not terrible.
You guys were close to going 500, but didn't.
Not terrible. Not quite sure they was in the hunt. They was in the hunt. I remember that.
Yeah, they were in the hunt.
All right. So, was the Colts season a success, cuz?
No. Colts season wasn't a success. They couldn't even go 500. Every team at least wants to go 500. Even for the teams that don't believe they will get anywhere in the season. And Colts was the team that were in shambles, but they thought some foundations were gonna, seep through this year, and it didn't. So to go below 500 is a epic failure, and I know that they had high expectations for this last season.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, cuz. Y'all tuning in, y'all bear with me. My voice gone for right now, but hopefully it'll be back, soon. But I'm right there with you, cuz. I think the question mark for everybody this season was, can Anthony Richardson take another leap? I think that was the question.
Mm-hmm.
His rookie year, we already kind of figured out that he was the guy.
Yeah.
Like, because he didn't play bad his rookie season. And we, based off of what he did last season, well, the year before that, we was like, okay, well, they get him a couple more pieces and, maybe a good little defense. He might be all right. This year, boy, I'm a Florida Gator fan, boy. And trust me, I love me some AR-15, bro. But I don't know what I don't know what he got going on, dog.
Yeah.
I don't know what he got going on, man. And that's part of the reason why I think if he would have, me personally, I think if AR would have been all in with the team, there's a disconnect there with AR and the coach. I think people can sense that. I don't know if it's the owner, I don't know if it's the coach, I don't know if it's the culture, but there's definitely a disconnect with AR-15 because those start quarterback just don't say I'm tired in the fourth quarter, dog. They just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Unless number one, they don't like the coach or they don't like the place they at. So that's why I'm at with Anthony Richardson. And the team is only as good as its leader.
I'm a football boy by heart, so you already know. I normally say you just nut up and play ball.
Yeah.
Feel me?
He didn't want to do that.
He didn't want to do that.
So. I don't know what that is about. But we're gonna get more into that. We're gonna get more into it. But realistically speaking, no, bro. Like that season, Jimmy. I'm sorry, bro. That season was tough. Yeah. Tough. And for y'all to still now, I will say though, for y'all to inch out 8 wins, that's like impressive.
Yeah.
With all the turmoil y'all got going on. But then on the other hand, you are in a weak conference. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the Texans, like at times was even bad. So God forbid we're talking about the Titans and the Jaguars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you in the AFC East or the AFC South. You know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So but yeah, we're gonna get more into it. So no, they season one a success though, cuz it wasn't not at all. Speaking of the season, what was the defining moment for you, cuz?
I'm pulling up some of their stuff. I don't I mean, the only defining moment is when Anthony Richardson says he's tired. He didn't play. That was probably the only defining moments because I really didn't care for the Colts season as much because they weren't a team that I was willing to look at. So, because they squeak out a win against the Bears, they squeak out a win against the Steelers.
That's impressive.
Squeak out a win against Tennessee. They squeak out a win against Miami, but that's whenever Tua wasn't playing. They squeak out a win against the Titans, and they squeak out a win against the Jaguars. Technically, on paper, these are teams that
they didn't make the playoffs.
Oh, and then they squeak out a win against the New England Patriots. So if you look at all the teams, actually,
the other teams they went to the playoffs except one, which is the Steelers.
Yeah, the Steelers.
Or did the Steelers make it? I don't think the Steelers went to the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I don't. Well, I think the Steelers did. Steelers went 10-7, I think. So I think Steelers went to the playoffs. But either or, like majority of the teams did not go to the playoffs. So these are teams that you should be beating. And Miami, even though I don't put Miami there at their best, it's just Ty Huntley was in, so it was different.
The state of the team was terrible.
Yeah, the state of the team was terrible. So like, but these are teams you're supposed to be winning. Now you take an L against the Texans, L against the Packers, L against the Jaguars, L against the Houston Texans again, L against the Vikings, Bills, supposed to take an L against the Lions, supposed to. Then take an L against the Broncos and an L against my Giants.
Yeah, so you probably could have squeaked out against the Broncos.
Yep.
And then you ain't supposed to lose to the Giants. I'm sorry.
You're not supposed to lose to the
I'm sorry,
Giants.
because I know this team
No, we had Drew Lock, and like we didn't know what we wanted
Right.
to
So,
do.
given the state
So-
of that team, bro, that y'all wasn't supposed to lose that game either.
Actually, when we get
So y'all actually supposed to beat 10-7.
actually, did we do the Giants yet for True Series?
No,
Because
not yet.
to be honest, I'll be there to find a moment because like, oh, you guys actually beat the Colts. That's crazy. So,
But that was the last game of the season, though, right?
no, that's the second to last.
Oh, that game
Because
really.
the last game of the season, they put on an overtime victory against the Jaguars.
That game don't count though, because like it's the end of the season. Nobody don't give a fuck.
So so to be honest, yeah, the defining moment is just the moment that
Anthony
Everybody-
Richardson, who like, I'm tired.
that's the only moment of Colts season where people are like, oh, really? That's going down in Indianapolis? He's saying he doesn't want to play. He's tired? That's wild.
Yeah,
That's
what
it.
game was that?
Actually, let me see if I can search that up. Tired game.
Because if it's a game that it was close in, bro.
It's during the game against the Texans. He said he briefly subbed himself out. So like he wasn't out for a while though. So I was like he subbed himself out and said, "Hey, I'm tired. Go in the game." But we know quarterbacks for like years upon years upon
Don't
years.
never take themselves out.
Never
bro.
take themselves
Even the
out.
trash ones.
Yeah.
They played the whole 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Because it's a difference, bro, when you are the guy.
And the Colts were facing this is weird. The Colts were facing a 3rd and goal from the Texas 23-yard line.
What the score was what?
I don't know the score.
I don't know the score was.
The play, Richardson had just got sacked while trying to extend the play. So maybe he wasn't getting blocked and he was getting sacked. I'm gonna look at that. And see. So he took himself out and he put Joe Flacco in. He admitted that he needed a break from running on the previous play, extending the play. So that's the only thing it says. I'm going to look at how much sacks that the Colts allowed that season.
Which probably is a lot. I mean, but
So Colts allowed 51 sacks this season. This ranked them 15th in the league in sacks allowed.
so that's like middle of the road.
Middle of the road, but still, I understand. I could see that, but come on, man. I've seen better improvisers run. Patrick Mahomes, them boys, they run. And like, even though me and you look at it and like Patrick Mahomes looks like he's jogging sometimes, but I know he's running, and him doing that every play, you're like, man, I know he's tired. And
Yeah, he don't never check himself out.
He never checked himself.
You know why
out.
he don't do that? Because he know he the guy. That's what I say. When you are the guy, but you can't do that, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. This might sound fucked up, but I don't give a fuck how tired you are, bro.
Yeah.
But Jordan, ever since Jordan played in the finals with the flu, bro, yeah, there ain't no excuse no more, bro.
Yep.
Ain't no excuse no more, bro. You know what I'm saying? You the guy. You supposed to go out there, but and this on top of that, this is a divisional game.
Yeah, this is a division.
This is a divisional game, bro. Like
Yeah.
you my quarterback, you my guy, bro, and you out here talking about you tired.
And it plus it doesn't look and this is speaking not politically, but speaks just as speaking not political in the like real political sense. I'm talking about NFL politics. What does this look on the owner? The owner looks at it like, why the hell would I give you an opportunity when you literally you act like you don't want it? Oh, I'm tired. I gotta sub myself out. But I've seen people beforehand that were tired. Peyton Manning, who were probably way more tired than you, still playing and still firing that thing.
Yeah.
So why don't I give it to somebody who actually who won't sub himself out when they're tired? So.
But on top of that, he got the injury issues. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, like that make it even look worse because you got the injury issues now, bro. You got accuracy issues that we want to talk about. But like we know you still young, so we hope that you fix that. But then on top of that, bro, you do that, it's like, boy, you dig yourself in the hole.
And here's the funny thing: I thought that the and like this is funny because this is gonna be funny if he was actually the guy. So like if he had a monster rookie season. Like not monster, like it doesn't have to be crazy, but like promising, like CJ Stroud's season. Like if he had a CJ Stroud season going into this season, and then like maybe he was doing really good in the start, and then he pulled that, I would have been like, okay, he might be a little tired. So the conversation would have been very different. But because he hasn't really provided any hardware to warrant that, man, I'm tired of it. I'm like,
nah, bro, you can't do that. Yeah.
you can't do that. Like you haven't even given us the hardware. You had a very lackluster rookie season, and then the season, to be honest, before that Texans game, I think before that Texan game, because there was a couple games in the season, because that first game y'all lost, but it's the next game that you probably say you're tired in. That next game, like your stats was not looking too good.
Yeah, they wasn't.
They were not looking too good.
I was like, boy, Anthony Richardson, you ain't playing right.
Yeah, so as I was saying, not looking too good. So warranted, you don't deserve that. That's like Iman Shumpert said, "Hey, coach, I'm tired. Get me out of the game. I'm tired." On the Cleveland Cavaliers, like, nah.
He said, oh, you tired? All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you come out.
You come out. You ain't going back in.
You ain't going back in, and you traded.
Yeah, you traded.
Yep.
Place you with Bearjow, boy.
Facts.
Yeah, but yeah, that's exactly how it comes across. It's like you haven't done the hardware, and like I said, I'm being hypocritical. If he did have the hardware, I wouldn't say anything. Like say if Josh,
you earned that.
Yeah, say if Josh Allen, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Lamar Jackson, all of them said, "Oh, I'm tired. Can I sit this one out?" We wouldn't say nothing because we're like, "Damn, they're gonna come back even. They're gonna come back replenished and ready to go."
Right.
So, and actually, are you searching up his stats?
Yeah, I actually was trying to look up his stats. Actually,
I'll let you go. Let you do it.
This is powered by Gemini, guys. What was Anthony Richardson's stats last season?
Richardson's last season was a bit of a mixed bag. He showed flashes of brilliance, especially with his running ability, but he also struggled with consistency and injuries. He played in 11 games, throwing for 1,814 yards with 8 touchdowns and 12 interceptions.
Oh my God.
He also rushed for 499 yards and 6 touchdowns. What else would you like to know about?
But you played.
That's funny when the AI says it.
But you played majority of the games, bro.
He played majority,
and you only threw for 1,000 something yards. But you played 11, so that's what like you like. But divide.
No. Let me. Now, if we use math, now let's use a little math, right? Anthony Richardson threw 1,800 yards, right?
Right.
This is past 11 games. 8 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Let's use a little math, guys. Joe Flacco came in and played 8 games too as well. Oh, Anthony Richardson played 11 games.
Right.
So when Joe Flacco comes in 8 games, Joe Flacco put up 1,700 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions.
It's like flipped.
It's flipped. Like how in 11 games you're not even throwing for 2,000, not even touching 3,000, throwing more interception than touchdowns. And she said, "Oh, well, he had great running ability." I beg to differ, Gemini, because Anthony Richardson had 86 carries for 499 yards. Now, we've seen a season like this before where they had a bad showing from throwing the ball, but had a great rushing performance, or great rushing season. And that was Justin Field in 2021. Remember, Justin Field was close to 1,000 yards.
Right. Because he can't throw.
He can't throw.
Yeah.
But mind you, he didn't throw, but like we still made up for it with his rushing.
Right.
Now, if Anthony Richardson was rushing for about a good 800, 900, we're talking maybe, okay, so he's really trying to run out there for sure. But you're running for 500. That's about the same amount that Josh Allen runs every season.
Right.
So
it's like I kind of expect
that. And actually, Anthony Richardson, I actually expect more rushing yards from you.
Because you are a running quarterback.
Yeah, because I think he had more last year, if I'm not mistaken.
The year before.
Yeah, I believe he had more last year. Let me fact check myself and make sure I'm correct. Or no. Yeah. No, I'm lying. He didn't. Boy, Anthony Richardson, you making
it hard.
Boy, you making it hard. I'm a Florida fan, but you making it hard, man. Making it hard. But yeah, It wasn't. And Joe Flacco came in, and I get it. His mentor, he's a mentor. He's a veteran. He should know what to do. But still, for Joe Flacco, who isn't held up to high regards like that, to come in 8 games and 8, 6, 6, 7 games, bless you, to come in 8, 6, 7 games and make it seem like hell, if he started, that he would have probably been
in the playoffs. Yeah,
in the playoffs, even better. I'm sorry, I hate to say this, but I think Anthony Richardson should just do the Taysom Hill shit.
just be an athlete.
Just be an athlete. Like, come out there on 3rd down and run the ball or something like that. Or
zone option or something.
Call option. Or come out just for a quarterback run or QB draw. But, like, you being the main quarterback is not it, because it's not it. I'm sorry.
I'm going to give him to his end of his rookie contract.
Yeah, he still has a rookie deal.
He got 2 more seasons.
So I'm still looking at him, looking upon.
Yeah, he got 2 more seasons, but it's not a good look. It's not a good start.
But we'll talk about it later. But I think something's gonna happen. But we'll talk about this later.
Okay. Oh, so you got a theory?
I got something that might happen, and I want to be proven right and wrong at the same time. But I want to. We'll talk about it. We'll talk.
All right. So player performance review then. Who on the team in your eyes balled out?
I think this is hands down Jonathan Taylor.
JT.
Now they now, because the passing was atrocious last season, he was force fed the ball. So, because mind you, you want to know how many carries he had? I want you to guess before you search.
How many carries he had?
Yeah.
Say about 240.
No, 303 carries. They ran the hell out of Jonathan Taylor. And
to be honest, so.
Rightfully so, because you expect to have a passing attack, but hell, your passing attack wasn't there. So he had to come get it through the mud. And he added 1,400 yards, so he didn't slow down.
Right.
Averaging 4.7 yards a carry, 11 touchdowns.
Well, that could be going off.
Oh, and here's a crazy stat, man. Anthony Richardson, he was running for 499 yards, 500 yards, right? Fumbled 7 times. Like, bro, you're making it really difficult, dog. You're making it really difficult.
It's crazy.
And I'm shocked with Jonathan Taylor. And Jonathan Taylor, this is crazy. Every single game, he's at least averaging 102 yards a game.
Off rip.
Based off of how he ran. And that's crazy. And I feel so bad for Jonathan Taylor for one reason.
They're going to waste you.
Because this is your prime, right? This statistic, and I hate for running backs that go through it. I don't want to bring Eddie George. Like your Chris Johnsons, your Frank Gores, your Marshawn Lynch got one. Like there's many different running backs out there, like, where they will put on a monstrous season, but they don't have a playoff, or they lose in the playoffs, and I feel bad for them, because it's like, this is your prime, this is your peak, but your team isn't there, and you're like, damn, I just wasted my whole stuff. I feel so bad for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, it's almost like that Ricky Williams.
Ricky Williams is the best example I could think of.
Wasted him, boy.
Wasted him, because I swear, you could imagine if he goes to like Patriots, man, that's chip automatic. That's Saquon going to the Eagles.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Jonathan Taylor, hands down.
Okay. All right, so mine's gonna go to a fat boy.
Yeah.
He's been balling ever since the Colts drafted him.
Who's that?
Quentin Nelson.
Oh yeah.
Quentin Nelson, boy. It's like that man, he holds that guard position down, bro. Let's take a look at his stats, right? Started all 17 games, right? Played 100% of the snaps, right? His pro football focus grade, 81.3 ranking. Him 4th in the NFL amongst guards. 0.5. Pass blocking grade was a 79.7. So he's top 10 in pass blocking.
So here's my thing.
His run block is 81.78 amongst guards.
So if Quentin Nelson's ranked so high, that means Bro, y'all need to give him help on that offensive line.
Yeah,
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, you need to give some more help. And he only allowed 3 sacks last year. Pressure allowed 20, 9 hurries, 8 hits, 3 sacks. And he only had 10 penalties. But 6 of them were false starts.
But that's crazy. You have Quentin Nelson, who's literally the top. Literally, it says he's the top 5 guard in the league.
And all pro team, and Pro Bowler too.
So you're saying that he has Quentin Nelson, who's it literally said he's top 5 guards. Top 5 among guards in the league, and it's crazy that that they are still ranked 15th. That tells me that damn, is it just him?
Yeah.
It's just him.
It's just him.
It's like, come on now. Now there's some teams that will have a stud at like right tackle or guard or center, but then they'll have maybe an average to actually decent, offensive line. But damn, that tells me that the offensive line, like he's the only one holding it up,
right?
Which is tough.
And I remember when they hired Jeff Saturday. Well, not hired him, but he was the interim coach. I was hoping he got the job because Jeff Saturday, I feel like he knows what to look for when it comes to linemen. So, because he is one, you know what I'm saying? So, I was hoping that he got the job, and then that kind of would have helped Anthony Richardson out because the first thing he did probably would have beefed up the offensive line. Period.
Yeah.
But they fired him, so.
Yeah, they Colts, man. But yeah, yeah, Jonathan Taylor, he said Quentin Nelson, both good picks.
Yep, both good picks. Both of them went to Pro Bowl, too.
Yeah, Pro Bowl.
All right. Off-season review. You already did Numbers Don't Lie.
We did Numbers Don't Lie. So one thing I know is this was actually during the season because we obviously got to mention it. During the season, Daniel Jones went to them. We all know about that. Let's go from what happened to January. So they signed a linebacker named Jacob Phillips.
Okay.
Signed offensive tackle Jack Wilson. Signed another linebacker Cameron McRone. Signed offensive tackle Luke Tenuta. They signed another defensive coordinator named Lou Anarumo. Signed a wide receiver. Signed a defensive lineman. These are all for reserves and future contracts. So they're not like signed just yet.
Okay. So these are like practice bodies, pretty much. Practice squad.
Basically. So here they go. Okay. So they signed this is with Daniel Jones. This was in March 12th. They signed Cameron Bynum to a 4-year contract. Signed cornerback Charvarius Ward to a 3-year contract. Signed quarterback Daniel Jones. Signed running back Khalil Herbert to 1-year contract. And signed defensive tackle Neville Gallimore on 1 year. They re-signed Mo Alley Cox. We already knew that was going to happen.
Rightfully so. He deserved it. He deserved it.
Yeah. Then they signed another linebacker named Joe Bachie to a contract. So,
what about the draft?
Ooh, here we go. So I like how in the beginning they were only doing offensive tackles.
Yeah, they
know where their
weakness is at.
That's good. All right, ready? Mm-hmm. So pick 1, they had the pick not pick 1, pick 14 in round 1. They picked a tight end from Penn State, Tyler Warren. I don't know what happened in this draft, but mind you, we don't normally see tight ends get picked
very high
like that. So they must have seen something in them. The second round 2, pick 45, they picked a defensive end, JT from Ohio State.
Okay.
They picked a cornerback from Minnesota, Justin Wally. And then their round 4, their round 4 pick was an offensive tackle, Jalen Travis. from Iowa State.
So they going straight to offensive line.
And then DJ Giddens from Kansas State, he's going to be a practice body. They picked Riley Leonard, a quarterback. I remember they picked him. They picked a quarterback. So that shows me that I'm going to talk about it. Then they picked another defensive tackle, picked another linebacker, and that was it.
Okay.
So when it gets near the running back, that's whenever it's practice body.
Practice body, yeah. So they went definitely heavy in the offensive line. Offseason. So they know.
Yeah. They know where their weaknesses.
Yeah. Okay.
That shows me. And then I know they grabbed Daniel Jones and they grabbed this Riley Leonard dude, but I still see that they don't really lose complete faith in Anthony Richardson. They still believe in it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot, but a little bit.
It's like Daniel Jones is your insurance clause.
Yeah. It's an insurance clause, and then they have Riley Leonard just in case that don't work out, and they have Joe Flacco just in case
that don't work out. Yep.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
But I have something to say about it. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I am under the impression. I like Anthony Richardson, but I'm under the impression that this next season, Daniel Jones might start for the Colts. And I wouldn't mind that. Not saying that he should tank the organization. I think this might be a good fit for him. And especially with how they're building now. They have offensive tackles now.
Got him a run game.
They got a run game because I think our issue was our offensive line wasn't really all that good. But Daniel Jones didn't really use much of his athleticism. He wanted to be a pocket passer, but it's like, no, you can't be a pocket passer because our offensive line isn't that good.
Yeah, you can't.
And but the thing is, you have the speed to make up for it.
Right.
So use it. And now that he's in the situation where he wants to be a pocket passer, maybe he will flourish. Mm-hmm. And I'm under impression that he might start this next season, going into the next.
Especially Anthony Richardson out here tripping.
And not only that, I am very, very curious with this QB battle though, because you have Riley Leonard. Even though people might not look at him as doing much, but still, you want to keep your eye up because this is a rookie coming in. You don't know what rookie.
You don't know what he's gonna do, right?
Yeah, and then you got Joe Flacco, you got Anthony Richardson. You don't know Anthony Richardson might come out of nowhere and be God tier.
Yeah, he might snap.
Yeah, it might snap. So, and this might be the kicking his ass to get him there too. Oh, you got all these. Why'd you pick all these quarterback up? I thought I was a quarterback. I thought I was because you know how he was cocky.
Right.
So I thought I was it. Oh no, I got to ball out. There you go. Show us. So that's probably what they're doing. That's probably the game plan. But
it's a fire up under his ass.
Yeah. So you know.
Okay.
So I was saying I think Daniel Jones might start.
But I actually can see that. I actually can see that.
Yeah.
And I don't think Daniel Jones will flourish. I don't think I want to use that word, but we might see him back into that Daniel Jones form to where he took y'all to the playoffs.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I think that's his peak.
Yeah, I think,
and we could get Daniel Jones to stay there and don't go nowhere else. Now, if you go above that, nigga, that's fantastic. But if you just stay there, now we can win some games with your ass.
I just think he's gonna do a lot better than last. Like he's gonna do a lot better than last season because now you're back in the situation you had when you had Saquon. You had
but y'all can fight me all y'all want, bro.
You got more Ali Cox, so you got a tall ass wide receiver.
But I like Jonathan Taylor better. I like Saquon, but hey, that's just me though.
No, I agree.
I just me. Jonathan Taylor, bro, he run hard, bro. Saquon like that Shady McCoy, and all that. Jonathan Taylor, between the tackles, baby. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna try to run you over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. I think, like I said, this is the same situation he had, but the only difference with the situation is he actually has a good line,
better line.
Yeah, because like you're adding Quentin Nelson as the top 5, and you're adding all the offensive tackles. Clearly, it shows me that they know that their weakness is the tackle.
Offensive line, tackle.
The tackles, because they signed like freaking 3 tackles. Six tackles, guys. So that tells me that they clearly see that the tackles are the issue.
Tackle by committee.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think he's gonna do well. And like Anthony Richardson, it's like to the point. Like, come on, tighten up. I know something.
Talking about you tired.
Because I know something. If Daniel Jones go out there and he throws, I can't see Daniel Jones throwing 4,000 yards because Daniel Jones he don't throw like that.
I don't know.
Daniel Jones unless he does the only way Daniel Jones will throw 4,000 yards is if he has like one wide receiver on the list that is automatic 1,000 yards. Like you can't guess it, and he don't have that. So like if you had Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase, he could possibly do 4,000. But you have Mo Alley, Cox, and all of them. Even though they're good,
Michael
good.
Pittman.
Yeah, and even though they're good, like it's to the point where it's like you're gonna have to be on some God tier, like
you gotta be straight.
You got God tier sending them everywhere. You gotta be able to throw between the safeties and all that stuff.
Right.
Like, yeah, I don't see Daniel Jones doing that. But I do see Daniel Jones throwing for 3,500 though, if he starts and plays all games and don't get hurt. That's a big one. Don't get hurt. I can see him throwing for 3,500, which could get him to the playoffs. Like that's easy.
Yeah, that gets you to the playoffs.
That gets you to the playoffs. So you don't need a quarterback to come out here throwing 4,000 because you automatically got 1,000 yards on the ground with Jonathan Taylor, unless something bad happens. So hey, you're good. You're straight.
Okay.
But I know some if Daniel Jones do that because then I'm looking at Big Tony. I'm like, bro, you got beat by Daniel Jones. So
that might be it.
That might be it for Anthony Richardson's experience over, and then all the Florida fans are gonna be like, "Damn, you made a mockery of us."
It's a Tim Tebow all over again.
No, Tim Tebow at least got him to the playoffs though in his rookie season.
And a playoff win.
Yeah, in his rookie season too. Like Anthony Richardson, that first season, I'm like, boy, you were so bad, and then you got hurt. Then you came in, and you were just atrocious.
Yeah, but he had a stint. He had a couple of games stint where he was like
good.
Yeah, I was like, boy, he might be all right. But then he started tripping.
I think he's doing the Jameis Winston thing. Like he's just reckless, but like he's reckless, and then he runs, so that's how he gets hurt. Because he's always getting tackled, he's always getting hit.
He got to find himself.
Yeah, he got to find.
He got to find himself in the NFL, bro. This ain't Florida, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this ain't college.
Yeah, this ain't Florida, dog.
That's another thing.
You got cheerleaders running the same amount of time that you running, bro.
Yeah, I remember someone said like, "Hey, college is different. College, you got some people who run a 5, some people run a 6.
Depending on the school you go to.
Yeah, just depends. In the NFL, bro, you are not getting anybody that runs less than a 5.2. And mind you, I'm talking about linemen too. Who fucking move. Defensive line, all of them, they fucking move.
Yep.
So like the NFL is very different because you're getting the best of the best of the best from college, which were already the best of the best.
Right.
So and like he can't do that flourish. I think that's what he's thinking of doing. Like he's doing, I can do this college shit where I just improvise and da da da. You gotta be God tier to be able to do all
you can do that, but like it's a craft, bro. It's a craft.
And let me tell you something. There's people who do it in the NFL. And sometimes they make very shitty mistakes, like Josh Allen.
Yep.
Like they make very shitty mistakes, and people say, "Oh, he's the worst quarterback in the league." But the person who gets it done all the time is Patrick Mahomes.
Every single time.
That's the reason why we call him the GOAT. So
GOAT.
Unless people are here Brady fans. There's some Brady fans.
Yeah, Brady fan. Fuck Brady fan.
Yeah. He's not a good commentator.
All right. So we're gonna put this into what they need to do. What you got their schedule for next season put up?
Yeah, I could pull it up.
We're gonna go over the thing real quick. What time you got?
9:48.
Okay, I'm making good time.
All right. All right, let me make sure I'm correct. Yep. Ready?
Yep.
All right, so their first game, they're starting off against the Dolphins.
I think they lose that.
Yeah, they're going to lose. I say that. Next game, they're going to play against the Broncos. I think they're going to lose that one, too.
They're going to lose that, too.
Next game, they play against the Titans. Cam Ward.
I think they're going to win that.
Yep. Oh, those two games are.
Wait, did we say the Titans was going to beat the Colts last time when we did the stream?
I think so because we were high on Cam Ward.
Yeah. Okay. So we said they're going to lose, so they're going to lose that. So they're 0-3 now.
They're on 3. Let me go back because it's not letting me. And then those games with Miami and the Broncos, they're at home. They're home.
Oh, so it's home. Yeah. So they're away. Yeah. So they're 0-3. Ain't looking good for you, Jimmy.
Next game, they're going they're going to LA to face the Rams. That's lost. Hey, I'm optimistic about this next one. This next game, they play the Raiders at home.
Oh, they probably can win that.
They can win that. Next game, they play the Cardinals at home. Kyler Murray, Marvin Harris. Nah, Cardinals. Cardinals.
So what? They won in like 5.
1-5. Next game,
season over.
Next game, they go to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. I wonder why they had this season.
Boy, they get y'all a gauntlet, boy.
Yeah, they did in the beginning. Next game, they
Won
play the Titans again. I think we said they trade.
They split. Okay, so they okay. So we say they won that. So now y'all at 2-6.
2-6, yeah. Next game, they play against the Steelers.
Nope.
Nope.
Aaron Rodgers.
Next game, I'm optimistic.
2-7.
They play against the Falcons at home.
They probably could win that.
Yeah.
All right, so 3-7 now.
Next one's a loss. They play against the Chiefs at home.
Oh yeah, that's whack.
They're probably gonna kill y'all.
So y'all at 3-8. Season over.
Next game, Texans play against the Colts at home.
Lost.
I don't know. The Texans are.
But they split. They're gonna split.
They're gonna split. Next game, they
3-9.
play. They play the Jags at their house.
No, not with Travis Hunter.
Not with Travis Hunter. Next game, they play against the Seahawks.
They probably can pin that out.
All right. What's the record?
So they're 4-10.
4-10. Worse. They did. Next game, they play against the 49ers at home.
5-11.
Okay. Next game, they play the Jags at their home.
6-11. They're gonna split with them.
And the next game, and the last game, they play the Texans at their home.
They're gonna win that because Texans gonna be resting their starters.
Yep. So that is 7
and 11.
7. Jeez.
Oh man.
So, like I said, guys, we only go off of what we know with all these teams. Like I said, we've been talking to many. We talk about many of these teams, and we've been going over who they will win. So we're trying to stay consistent with them. But yeah, we don't see the Colts winning that much.
I definitely don't see them making. Definitely don't see them making playoffs. I don't see them making playoffs.
Yeah. So the only way they could possibly, like I said, the only way they could possibly make the playoffs is if
Cam Ward just with some God stuff.
If Cam Ward is atrocious, the Jags they just abysmal like they always are, and then like Travis Hunter didn't live up to what he is, which is weird. I would not expect the highest picks to be trash. So one of them is gonna at least ball out. So and then obviously if the Texans just somehow they fall off the cliff again, and then I have to be questioning what the Texans are going through.
Yeah, that's the only way I can see them doing anything.
Yeah, and then obviously, if the Colts come out and then somehow Daniel Jones or Big Tony actually step up and play ball, then shit, I might be looking at y'all like, damn, it might be the stuff.
It's crazy because they're really just a quarterback away, maybe a little bit on the defense side. I mean, you still got the Forrest Buckner.
They got Travarius Ward.
So
they got some help on the defense side.
So you got a little help.
Actually,
I still think they got what that boy name is.
Yeah, they got. Let me see, because I'm gonna go to their defense because I don't know who's on their defense. Okay, they got Franklin.
John Franklin Myers.
No, they got Zaire Franklin.
Okay.
Zaire Franklin, who's very high, up there. He's high in forced fumbles, but that's about it. I mean, they got, yeah.
They just got the force button.
Yeah, if they get like a quarterback, I think that would be because their offense will be so good. Their defense, they just need to be at least average,
Right.
which I think their defense can at least be average. I hope so. But they got Charvarius Ward, so that helps out the air games a little bit. But yeah. So 7, that's crazy.
7-11. That's bad.
So we have them even going worse than they did last year.
Yeah, they're gonna go differently.
Which, mind you,
it's
they had
because
that.
everybody else got better.
Yeah, that's true.
It's because everybody else got better, and like y'all really ain't make no moves for real in the off season.
Yeah, y'all did.
Outside of Daniel Jones, it is like Anthony Richardson. We still believe in him, but like he pulled that bullshit, so now we don't know.
Everybody is a question mark.
Michael Pittman, he ain't. I know he could be a number 1 receiver, but that's still a question mark over there.
True.
The only consistent play you got over there on the Colts, 2 consistent plays that you got over there on the Colts is the Forrest Buckner and Jonathan Taylor and Quentin Nelson. I'm sorry.
Quentin Nelson. Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
That's crazy, but like, you guys need to. I don't know. Hey, it looked like they're trying to build up what they have. You know, when you have your players in the game and then you just try to build them up year by year.
Yep.
And I say, I'm not going to build anything up. I just want to.
I'm just going to develop.
Going to develop them. I think that's what they're doing, which is fair. You have young players for that, so I guess you can do it, but you gotta make some shake because the Colts been without Jimmy. Will tell you, Colts been
ever since Andrew Luck left.
Ever since Andrew Luck left, I think that is probably their worst
curse, boy.
It's cursed because like this was right after Peyton Manning, and they had a good quarterback. I'm like, you guys are lucky. I thought they were the luckiest motherfuckers on earth because Andrew Luck was.
You a baller, yeah.
Andrew Luck he is
football player, boy.
I mean, a football player, and he will launch that thing down the field.
Yep.
Then he got hurt. I'm like, damn.
He's like, I don't want to play no more. I was like, damn. Andrew Luck retired at 26. Well, that's crazy.
And then we don't want to talk about the Matt Ryan era.
Oh, that Matt Ryan era, boy. Jimmy.
Where he was in his glorified, I want to be in the shoes of Peyton Manning.
Jimmy hated Matt Ryan, boy.
Matt Ryan era.
They tried to get Phillip Rivers.
I forgot who Matt Ryan was. I said, boy, how did you have a monstrous season? Go to the Colts and fuck it up. But mind you, Matt Ryan had his monster season when he was old.
Yep.
So like it was like crazy when he gets there and he's like, damn, what happened? Boy, I told you, man, Julio Jones does a lot.
Does a lot for you.
Does a lot for you. But yeah, we don't have him winning that much games. Sorry.
All right, man. Those of you that tuned in, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button, man. On your way in, we appreciate you guys for tuning in with us and rocking with us, man. Like I said, this one was quick because it's the Colts. So, I mean, they ain't doing too much, nothing crazy.
So.
All right, Carl. Favorite segment of the night. Best and worst player in franchise history. I think we all know the best player in franchise history.
Best player, you could argue Reggie Wayne. You could argue Dallas Clark. You could argue the Big U. Johnny Unitas. But we all know it goes to that man, Manning.
Peyton, boy.
Peyton Manning, yeah. He
big face man.
Yeah, it's crazy how they only won one Super Bowl in his whole they won one Super Bowl in his whole career on the Colts. But they were always touted as that team you do not want to go against every single season.
Especially in the playoffs.
They were always touted as that team that's an automatic L when you play them. They went on. I have seen great games against them and the Patriots. Many different great games where they went on shootouts. I'm like, this is a battle between quarterbacks, man. I love it. But Peyton Manning is probably the best. Now, question for the worst Colt of all time. It's crazy. I'm not gonna go off of a player that's been drafted. I'm not going off of Anthony Richardson because it's too soon to tell.
Right.
I'm going to say a player I just mentioned in the stream, Matt Ryan. Why do you mention Matt Ryan as the worst Colt of all time? Because this is going off of what Matt Ryan did previously. It's like what? Whenever he got to the Colts, he was like what 3 seasons removed.
Yep.
He still put on a good season last season when he played for the Falcons, mind you. So, but he didn't have his MVP season, but he was still playing like Matt Ryan. So when he went to the Colts,
Boy,
the worst Matt Ryan, he played. I mean, he played. It's kind of equivalent to how Aaron Rodgers fell off this cliff whenever he went to the Jets. And mind you, even though they're not playing on the level as a buzz, they're still playing on the level of why you came from this and then you dropped this. Whoa!
it's like that Jordan Wizard. It's like that Wizard Jordan.
Jordan still pulled up 20 points.
Yeah, Jordan still pulled up 20 points. But it'll be like that equivalent though.
I'm trying to think of a good equivalent. You trying to pull up an NBA equivalent?
No, I read that equivalent.
Oh, but yeah, it's like
because Jordan wasn't like Jordan, mind you, Jordan was scoring in his prime 30 to 40.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's like now he dropped down to 20. It's like
mind you, he took a break off of basketball too.
Huh?
He took a break off basketball.
Oh yeah, Mike did take a break off.
And then he came back and still dropped 20. But see, that's a good equivalent because he's averaging 30, 40 points. Mm-hmm. Or 30 points. So
you cut that shit in half.
And you come down and he dropped 15 from it, like 35, then he dropped 15 from it, and he's averaging 20. Yep. Like, damn. Just Jordan?
Right.
And but mind you,
20 points in the NBA is still okay.
But mind you, Matt Ryan was actually
scoring like 40 points a game.
Yeah, Matt Ryan was actually still scoring technically 40 points a game, literally the season prior.
Right.
So when he goes to the Colts, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, the Colts, they're gonna be that team." No, it shows you that wide receivers does miracles. It does miracles, and I ain't gonna lie. I'm sorry, Matt Ryan, but you always had weapons over there in Atlanta.
He did.
As soon as you got there, you always had weapons in Atlanta.
Had Tony Gonzalez over there, Roddy White,
and actually,
yeah,
I'm gonna say this. Turner. I'm gonna go on a little rant. Matt Ryan, you are probably you had the weapons, and that shows me that if anybody was in your position, they'll at least want a chip because you lost to Brady whenever you were up 28-0.
By yourself, yeah. That was your time to shine, right?
That was your time to shine, and you lost. And let me tell you something, Matt Ryan, that shit is trash. And let me tell you something, you had weapons in Atlanta. You always had weapons in Atlanta, and it's funny that you never won shit.
Except that MVP.
Yeah, except that MVP. Had Julio Jones. Wait, they had Julio Jones and Roddy White. I'm like, boy, this ain't a Falcon conversation though, but still, Matt Ryan is the worst Colt to me.
Ryan's the worst Colt.
Yeah, okay. Just based off of
but what he did,
lackluster, yeah.
Okay. Had a bad one. Obviously, the best Colt of all time, bro, is always gonna be Peyton Manning. Will always be Peyton Manning. Forever be Peyton Manning. Colts fans, y'all ain't gonna get nobody else like that ever again. You sold your soul for him. I hope it was worth it. You sold your soul for him. You only got one Super Bowl out of it. Sorry.
You know what's funny, bro? It'd be different. Andrew Luck is still playing, bro.
I would at least want 2 more.
At least
want 2 more. You at least want 2 more.
Yeah.
But that's it. You sold your soul for him, bro. Yep. That's it. That's rap. That's raps, bro. I'm sorry. Any other quarterback, that's why you guys going through issues with Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers, Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson. That's why y'all going through all that shit because you sold your soul.
I could say the same for Phillip Rivers too, bro.
Phillip Rivers,
I forgot he went to the Colts.
Phillip Rivers wasn't trash like Matt Ryan was. Phillip Rivers was all right. He was all right.
He all right, but that Matt Ryan shit. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
So Peyton Manning, and then Peyton Manning, it would be all the greatest of all time. All right.
Yeah.
Greatest of all time. Worst player in Colts history is Trent Richardson. Because mind you, he did the Matt Ryan shit. Because when he was over in Cleveland, baller. This man come over here to the Colts, bro. Let's take a look at his stats real quick. Terrible. He only spent 2 seasons with the Colts. In that tenure, this man only played 29 games. Rushing attempts, 316. How many rushing yards he have? 977. Averaging 3.1 yards a carry, 6 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, 449 receiving yards. Absolute trash. Make me slam my phone down. Diabolical. Mind you, he did have injuries and that and stuff, but compared to what that nigga did with the Browns, bro, Trent Richardson was balling with the Browns, bro.
Yeah, I remember Trent Richardson.
Like, he was balling with the Browns, bro.
I remember that.
And then you go there on the Colts, bro, you don't do shit.
Boy.
Trash. That's probably the worst signing that the Colts have ever done. that I have seen. Like Matt Ryan, okay, but it's like not Trent Richardson. Terrible.
I expected more.
He expected, like I said, he did the Matt Ryan shit.
Yeah, he expected more.
You expected more, boy. You go over there, boy, he showed his ass.
He said he got that paycheck. He's like, huh?
Hey, that's what they do, bro. I get that paycheck, bro. I'm good.
I'm good now.
Good. You done paid me all these millions of dollars. I'm straight, bro. I ain't got to worry about nothing for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's a good pick. That is a good pick. So now that we are coming down the line, we did our best and worst. You want to pick the next team we go with?
Yeah, so we did an AMCT this time.
AMC.
Let's go ahead.
Did we do the Atlanta Falcons?
We can do the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, I was about to say, I mentioned them. Did we talk about
I got a lot of shit to say about y'all too, bro. Y'all sold yourself for Michael Vick. Y'all did him dirty. And that's why y'all going through it, because y'all treated him like shit. So.
And Matt Ryan, I ain't going to say, I'm going to save that for next week. Matt Ryan is not the quarterback y'all think he is. They like to compare this man to like
Brady.
Not Brady. They like to say, "Oh, he was during the Manning and Brady era. He was the top one." I'm like, no, he was not. I'm sorry. If you are, bro, take any quarterback in that era, Mark Sanchez, any quarterback in that era, Schaub from the Texans, Matt Schaub, take anybody from that era. Put them on Atlanta Falcons. They are going to eat that shit up. You think they're going to ball? They're going to eat that shit up. Anybody could do that shit. I get it. I'm taking away from the team, but still taking account what they have around them, and take account of if they actually bring the Atlanta. The mind you, there's been plenty of times when he didn't have where Roddy White is not there. He didn't have Julio, and Matt Ryan looked like a dumpster fire.
To be honest,
like bro, there have been multiple times. I've seen him multiple. You can say the same for Aaron Rodgers, too. I ain't going to lie. You can say the same for Aaron Rodgers.
You still had Donald Driver.
Yeah,
Randall Cobb.
And then as soon as Nelson, I don't know how.
Greg Jennings. Y'all sleep on Greg Jennings.
Greg Jennings was good. Yeah. And as soon as they get out,
you get Devontae Adams.
And then you're like, oh, this man. I'm like, well, you need to take account what he had. I ain't going to take anything away from him.
Still had Clay Matthews over there, AJ Hawk.
But don't hype him up to the extreme like
BJ Raji used to have a good defense. Yeah, that's it straight.
Yeah, the Packers, man. I'm sure the Packers won one, so
me too. They supposed to at least win one more.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll do the Atlanta Falcons next week. So Falcon fans, you are on the clock.
Yeah, Falcons fans. Hopefully, we'll get Early Morning Sports Talk podcast.
Yep.
Like I said, guys, check them out. I put their podcast description in our bio, so check them out on Apple Podcasts. Them boys know a lot about sports. If you want to tune in and watch them live, you can watch them live every Saturday at 7 Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. And for us, like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe. We're going to always bring you some sports content, wrestling content, gaming content, whatever content is available. And we talk about stuff. So, so come in, join the conversation. Next video, I believe we are going to be either trying the cases of W out because we want to try them out so bad, and this is for everybody. The one chip challenge.
Yep, your live stream
that's been patiently waiting on my desk in bubble wrap. So the one chip challenge, we're gonna do it one day. Obviously, he has to heal because that thing is gonna be a
I know. So I can't eat that right now, bro. Not how my stomach been acting.
Yeah, but we're gonna do a one chip. So look out for that video, and then obviously look out for many of our reactions and whenever we go live, talk about stuff. So yep.
All right, guys. It's Albee Studios, and we'll see you guys on the next video, guys.
Yep.
Love you.
Back to the lab again. Oh no, back to the lab again. We messed up. Back to the lab again. Not again. Back to the lab again. Uh-oh. Back lab